Deb is asking him, why aren't you affectionate? Why don't you like PDA? He's like, because my father wasn't in my life and I grew up with my mom and my grandma. So I don't know how to like show love. You guys, is that a valid answer? Should we give it to him? She's like, there's something missing, but she can't put her finger on it. She doesn't know what it is. And I think it's just like, Serenity likes bad boys. That's what it is, Serenity. You like bad boys, and Chaz is not a bad boy. That's what you're looking for, a bad boy. But the problem with bad boys is... I love your drama, love your drama. No do, no do, no do, Maya, no gaya from no. Hey everyone, I'm your host Mayoko. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be reviewing Love Island USA Season 4, Episode 13. Let's get straight into the video. So you guys, where do I even start? So much happened this episode again. Like, honestly, these producers have been working overtime because they're giving us back to back content. Like, I'm interested, I'm enjoying it. I'm happy, okay? I'm happy with how this season is going so far. Let's start off with the fact that Timmy, Zeta, Bria, that whole love triangle finally broken. Timmy has finally stated that he wants to be with Zeta. Bria is crying, you know, and then so much happened. Let me go step by step, okay? Let me go step by step. So what did I write in my notes? So Jeff and Zeta are talking, and basically Zeta is telling Jeff, like, listen, I can't give you 100% because I still have feelings for Timmy. So until I clarify things with Timmy and break things off, I can't give you 100%. And Jeff is like, okay, no problem. Like, you do what you got to do, but, you know, don't keep me in the loop. Go sort your thing out. So she goes to talk to Timmy, and her and Timmy are talking, and she's like, do you miss me? Timmy's like, yeah, a lot. She's like, do you think our connection is stronger between us compared to you and Bria? And Timmy's like, yeah, our connection is definitely stronger. Anyway, Timmy admitted that he wants Zeta. Low-key, that's what he said. I'm trying to see, what did he say specifically? Zeta was telling him how she thinks about him all the time. Timmy says he misses her. And then Zeta tries to kiss Timmy, and he's like, he pulls it away. He's not trying to kiss her because he's like, no, that's disrespectful. I'm guessing towards Bria. But then whatever, Bria comes in. She walks in on Timmy and Zeta. And honestly, as she should. I'm very, very happy Bria walked in on those two's conversation, because if Bria didn't walk in, if she didn't interrupt that conversation between Zeta and Timmy, Timmy would have come to Bria and lied and said something different, like, oh, I really like you. Our connection is stronger. So I think the fact that Bria interrupted them right there made everything clear, because Timmy couldn't lie because Zeta was sitting right there. He couldn't lie about what he had just told Zeta. So that was honestly the perfect thing for Bria to do. A lot of people were like, I seen on Twitter, like, why would Bria interrupt? She had to, as she should. She should have interrupted, and she did, as she should, okay? Because if not, Timmy would have continued lying and lying and lying, and that love triangle would have just been going on and on and on. So I'm happy we finally have a clear-cut, concise interpretation of what's happening between Zeta and Timmy. So yeah. Anyway, so of course, Bria starts crying. You know, I feel so bad for her. You know, Chazz is there comforting her. You guys, when I tell you, the girls were just looking at her like, why are you crying? This is Maddie and Courtney. I think it was Maddie, Courtney, and Deb. They were just looking at her like... Meanwhile, poor Bria was there crying her eyes out. Like, this always happens to me. Like, they always like my connection, but then they always make me second choice. She was crying, and those girls were just looking at her like... Meanwhile, her brother was there to comfort her. I need new girls to come in so they can be on Bria's side, because I really don't like how... You know, Bria's the only non-OG girl. She's the only bombshell. Everybody else there is OG. All the other girls there are OG girls. So, right? Are all the other girls OG? Yeah, all the other girls are OG girls. So I feel really bad for Bria. I feel like she feels a little bit left out. But her and Zeta did have a conversation. Zeta was like, you know, I feel your pain. I understand. I'm very happy. Like, Timmy chose me. But I understand how what you're going through. I'm like, Zeta, oh my gosh, that was the nicest I've seen Zeta this whole show. Zeta was being so nice, and I think she was being very sincere. I think Zeta is actually a very nice person, but you know, Timmy just kind of made her go cuckoo. But I generally think she's a nice person, because the way she was talking to Bria, you could tell like it was genuine. She was like, I feel for you, I understand, I get it, you know, we're here for you. I think that apology, or I don't even think it was an apology, but that comfort was sincere. I think it was a very sincere thing that Zeta was doing with Bria. Then I can't remember who gets a text. Was it Sydney? I think Sydney gets a text that the Hideaway is open. You guys, is it not a bit too early for this Hideaway? Why is the Hideaway coming so early? Like, what's going on? I was like, why are you guys... Which couple deserves this Hideaway? Nobody, in my opinion, but everybody picked Sydney and Isaiah to go in the Hideaway. They're talking to each other. They say their connection is very strong. Isaiah's like, if anybody else comes into the villa, my head's not gonna turn. I'm here for you. Nobody's like you, Sydney. Sydney's like, yeah, I really like you a lot. She's telling the girls, like, you know, do I care for Isaiah and Sydney? Do I think Isaiah is a liar? Yeah. And I'm basing it, not even, okay, let's even forget the fact that what he did on like episode 2 with, like, you know, him basically insulting Sydney. Let's forget about that, right? Just genuinely, as I look at Isaiah, he doesn't look like a genuine person to me. That's just facts. Like, he doesn't look genuine to me. He looks like a player. Anyway, speaking of players, so does Jeff. You guys know me and Jeff. I don't see Jeff Jeff, there's something wrong with Jeff. Jeff gives me player vibes. He's there trying to talk to Bria now. You can tell Bria is not really interested. You know, she's just looking at him like, okay, well, I guess at this point, it's going to be like a couple by default. If no new person comes in, it's going to be a couple by default. The reason why I say by default is because Bria is now single, quote unquote, and then so is Jeff. So I feel like they're going to like couple up with each other just to like keep the show going. If Bria doesn't get voted off, because the host finally came in. You guys have been asking me, where's the host? Where's the host? Where's the host? You guys finally saw your best friend. She came in today, and 2 couples are vulnerable. Bria, Timmy, Maddie, and Andy. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But yeah, what was I saying? I was talking about Jeff acting like he wants Bria. I don't see it. You know, I think he's just sexually attracted to her, but there's no connection. I don't see anything forming between them at all. Then we have Jesse and Deb that go on their first date. They go on a jet ski and everything. Deb is asking him, why aren't you affectionate? Why don't you like PDA? He's like, because my father wasn't in my life and I grew up with my mom and my grandma. So I don't know how to like show love. You guys, is that a valid answer? Should we give it to him? Should we give it to him? Because I don't know. If somebody told me that, I mean, I don't know if somebody told me that. Honestly, I don't even think I would take them seriously. Like, Jesse has disrespected Deb so many times, so I don't understand. And the people, when they come back from the date, the people are like, did you guys snog? They're like, yeah. Unless we didn't see it, unless the producers didn't show it. You guys, that was not a snog. It was a simple kiss. It wasn't like a kiss, okay? It was like a peck. Anyway, that's Jesse's business. I don't think Jesse really cares for Deb, but Deb is head over heels, you can tell. But Jesse's telling the boys that the connection is getting very stronger. He's getting vulnerable. Jesse told Deb that he trusts her with his life. No comments. I'll let you guys comment about that in the comment section down below, because at this point, no comment on Jesse and Deb. No comment whatsoever. I'm confused. Those 2 people confuse me. Other people that confuse me are Maddie and Andy talking about, what did they even talk about? You guys, it was so useless. The conversation was like, oh, I really like you. Yeah, I really like you. I'm so happy you're here. Just some crazy ass stuff that honestly, I wish Deb and Andy could go home. Not Deb, sorry. What's her name? Maddie and Andy. I'm talking about Maddie. If Maddie and Andy can go home next episode, I'll be very happy. Because like I was saying before, the vulnerable couples are Timmy, Bria, and Andy and Maddie. And basically the Islanders get to choose who goes home. So I guess the boys get to vote off a girl, and then the girls get to vote off a boy. Timmy's not going anywhere. We know that for sure. So Andy's definitely going home. Between Maddie and Bria, I'm not sure who they're going to pick, but I think they're going to vote off Bria. Who do you guys think? I really hope they vote off Maddie. But if they vote off Bria, I know, because those girls look like they don't really care for Bria. And Maddie, since Maddie's an OG girl, I feel like they have a stronger connection with... Is Maddie an OG girl? You guys, I don't even remember if she came in as an OG or a bombshell. I can't remember, you guys. I can't remember. But, whatever. She needs to go, okay? She needs to go. Maddie and Andy need to leave. Bria staying is going to cause a lot of drama, I feel. Timmy, of course, staying is going to cause a lot of drama. So let both of them stay. Then we have Chazz and Serenity. You guys, I knew Serenity didn't care for Chazz. You could tell. You could tell, like, Chazz was doing a bit too much. You could tell... I don't even think Chazz was doing a little bit too much, but you could tell that Serenity was kind of getting the ick. It showed in her face. I feel like Serenity doesn't know how to hide her facial expressions. I could tell from her face, like, Chazz was giving her the ick. So Chazz is like, I feel like I'm giving you 100%. You're giving me not as much. So she's like, yeah, you know, something is missing. I don't think we would work out on the outside. I said, Serenity, why are you telling this boy this? She's like, yeah, I don't think we're going to work out on the outside, but yeah, there's something missing. So she's telling the confessional, she's like, there's something missing, but she can't put her finger on it. She doesn't know what it is. And I think it's just like, Serenity likes bad boys. That's what it is, Serenity. You like bad boys, and Chad is not a bad boy. That's what you're looking for, a bad boy. But the problem with bad boys is they're going to treat you bad, okay? They're going to treat you bad. So who do you really want? A good boy or a bad boy? Your pick. So it is what it is. But anyway, that was it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, thank you so much for coming back. Love you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. No do, my